You are listening to the White Wall Sessions Radio.
Welcome to the White Wall Sessions Radio. I'm your host, Dan Schaefer. On tonight's show, Nathan Kalish and the Last Callers, Escaping Pavement, and Camp Comfort. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter by searching the White Wall Sessions. The White Wall Sessions would like to thank these fine sponsors for their support. Last Stop CD Shop, Bell Incorporated, Workplace IT Management, Ben's Brewing Company, Screenflare, J. Rick Music, The Pink Moon Room, Minuteman Press, and South Dakota Friends of Traditional Music. Nathan Kalish brought his traveling fun show, The Last Callers, back to the studio for a Season 7 performance. Nathan calls Nashville home, but spends most of his days touring on the road. Nathan Kalish and the Last Callers are Nathan Kalish, guitar, harmonica and vocals, Jackie Ray Daniels, fiddle and vocals, Karen Frederick, bass, and Danny Pratt, drums.
I'm a fair shadow of a man who once swore. I've been toiled, I've been bruised, I've been killed. My B-side won't feel their soul. I keep begging hope for more. A lonesome hunger ain't me. I lick my plate all the way clean, because I don't know when my next may come. I keep begging hope for soon. I've been talking to the man upstairs. When I feel stop knowing it's around me, who cares? I just keep trying to give a day. Maybe someday we'll lend a hand. Well, I keep begging hope for more. I ain't sitting by staring at the door, no. I keep begging hope for more. Gonna find me a girl to do right this time. I'm gonna live my life like I'm worth more than a dime. She can't save me now, but I still care. I'm gonna stop back down the way that I began. I might be too old this time, but I was young back then and now I know it's right. Well, I've been talking to the man upstairs. When the fears stop knowing that's around me, who cares? Well, I just keep trying to give a day. Maybe someday we'll lend a hand. Well, I keep begging hope for more. I ain't sitting by staring at the door, no. But I keep begging hope for more. Thank you very much.
All right, we are here at the White Wall Sessions with Nathan Kalish, our friend on the road. Welcome, Nathan.
Thanks for having us.
So you were here with the Last Callers, but this is a different set of players that you were with before.
Yeah.
Can you introduce who they were?
Yeah, I had Jackie Ray Daniels on fiddle and backing vocals. She is a solo artist and accompanist accompaniment. That's hard to say. Accompanist. Anyways, she plays a bunch of instruments and stuff, and then we had Dan and Daniel Pratt on drums, and he is a Nashville kind of a utility drummer. He plays with a lot of people around town, and then he has his band, the Flying Buffaloes, as well. And then Karen Ann, she plays with me a lot, and she was playing upright bass, and she's been playing with me for about 2 years.
So where's home now? Is Nashville home?
Yes,
Because you're from Michigan, right?
Yeah. Well, no, I just grew up in Michigan for my 20s and some of my teens. Yeah, I grew up all over the place. I'm actually from Wisconsin originally.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember asking you once where was home, and you said basically wherever the windshield, whatever in front of the windshield.
Yeah.
You know, because you travel a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I travel less now, but I still travel a lot. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm doing about 180 shows now a year.
180 a year?
Yeah.
Wow.
About that.
I remember last time you were here, you went, I think you went from like Omaha to Kansas City, then back up to Sioux Falls, and then back down to Lincoln or something. And I said,
horrible.
wow, that seems like a lot of back and forth. And you said, well, it's all a straight line to you. You know, it doesn't matter if you're going back to where you were. It's all what's in front of you.
Yeah, well, it's like the distances. So it might be weird that you're going zigzag, but if you're not really in your way anywhere, it's just about, 4 hours here, 4 hours here, 4 hours here, 4 hours here. You might be going around a circle, but as long as your drives aren't very long, it doesn't really matter,
Yeah.
Because you're not going anywhere anyways. You're just going to the next gig.
See, that's what I thought was so fascinating. You just go into the next thing. It doesn't matter that you're backtracking.
Yeah.
And what makes you want to write a song? Just something you hear, something you see, something you experience?
Oh, well, it could be anything. Usually I just think of an idea and I'm like, that sounds like a funny idea for a song. Because I'm like sick of hearing songs about love, and I'm sick of hearing about like whiskey and that junk. So I just want to write songs that are kind of funny, or things that I think are comical or interesting or awkward.
So let's talk about your albums and recording. You got a new one coming up.
Mm-hmm, yeah, it's coming
March
out next
of 2020?
year. Yeah, we're hoping. Yeah.
Probably where are you recording that now?
No, it's already recorded. It's done.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have it on a hard drive. It's in my van.
So
Should probably rig it in.
How do you get from the writing, the playing, the recording, and then, what's it like for a musician like you trying to get that out there?
It just takes a lot of money. You just got to like put a bunch of money in it, and then find the right people, and I used all the people that I've been playing with, like Jackie and Karen and Dan. And then my buddy Adam played steel on it, and I just ran into him. We were hanging out in Nashville, and I saw him play, and I was like, hey, man, you want to play my record? He's like, sure. And I was like, I don't have any money. And he's like, okay. So he came and played, and he had just left a touring band where he was in a bus, and he came and played on my record. And just, we ended up hanging out and becoming friends. And then Nate, we got together every Tuesday with Jackie, and Nate, he played mandolin and a little bit of guitar. And then the piano player that played on the record, me and him knew each other in Michigan, and he lives in Nashville now, because a lot of great musicians moved to Nashville because there's a lot of work there. So it's kind of a good way to weed things out. Like if there's somebody in Nashville and they're getting work, chances are you probably want to work with them. It's not like living in Michigan where it's like you got to kind of find the best people. Everybody that's good just goes to Nashville because they know what's up, they know that. And so it's actually, it's like, oh, I want to get this pedal steel player, and he's not available. And you just find somebody that's like better or almost as good or somewhere in that, So it's like, how many pedal steel players are there in Sioux Falls? Not many. Okay. So in Nashville, you could probably call like 1,000 guys. You just go down your list, So it's kind of why it's easy to get things done there. And then you just go into a room and everybody plays at one time, because that's the cheapest way to do it. And then everybody just plays the songs, and then you get a take, and then you're like, okay, that's good.
They used to call them Nashville Cats. There's the session guys that
I think that term is actually reserved for a few actual people. But yeah, I'm definitely taking the people that I used on my last record, and I'm going to try to make a record with my buddy, and we're just going to use the same band because it's like connected and everybody's having a good time. And so yeah, there's a lot of great players in Nashville, and you find the ones you connect with, and the ones that you can get along with, and the ones that you like hanging out with, because you're in a studio with them for 9 hours or in a van for 6 hours. You got to get along with the people, that's just as much important as liking playing music with them, really.
is there a lot of people that are just willing or okay with playing on other people's records and not even doing their own?
Well, it's just like anything. Like if you go there and you think you're good and you got a song and you find people and you're like, I want to do this, and they're like, I don't want to do that with you. So you got to find people that want to do it with you, you know, because there's no mold. It's music. It's art. You know, it's like just because somebody's good doesn't mean that you're going to make a good record. Just because somebody thinks they have a song doesn't mean they have a great song. Just because somebody goes there and they're wearing all the right clothes and they're hitting all the scenes and they're talking everywhere doesn't mean that anybody wants to play in their band.
Don't confuse me as lover. Don't get caught up lying to yourself. Although our bodies may have chosen across the oceans, my heart still roams.
In my journeys found ways to, even though I was so lost and alone. Yes, you know, man's and I live. Bet you will know if you just like my home.
Although some days you're handsome, you know one day that will all change. How could I love one person, have enough of myself in old age? Although your feelings I envy, my heart cannot put on reserve.
Yes, my love flows like wine with lace for you.
Yes, I've seen it drip from your beard.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Coming up after the break, Escaping Pavement.
You are listening to the White Wall Sessions Radio.
Hi, I'm Ben Hanton, founder of Ben's Brewing Company. At Ben's, we've always appreciated the finer things in life, like great friends, great music, and great beer. Ben's Brewing Company is proud to announce our White Wall Session Ale. This light pale ale is sourced from the finest local ingredients and pairs exceptionally well with great friends and great music.
Enjoy responsibly. Ben's Brewing Company, Yankton, South Dakota.
Good people drink Ben's beer.
You are listening to the White Wall Sessions Radio.
Escaping Pavement is the Detroit, Michigan Americana duo of Emily Burns and Aaron Markovitz. The duo was accompanied by stand-up bass player Costa Capellas. The group played 150 shows in 2018 and traveled over 60,000 miles in 28 states. Escaping Pavement is Aaron Markovitz, guitar, mandolin, and vocals, Emily Burns, guitar, vocals, and Costa Capellas, bass.
Hey there, darling, take my hand, trust in me to understand, and we'll do just what we want to as soon as we can. Once in a lifetime, one of a kind, choosing to hear now, going blind to the world of standing. Saying nothing is impossible, we ride with the wind on our nose, running uphill into the sun with a scorching sand between our toes. If we were to ever let the feeling go, would it ever be the same? Everything seems impossible. Come on and blow the winds of change. But sometimes you'll wonder, you'll take it slow. Time to ponder. Sometimes you know where it is you need to go. Saying nothing is impossible, we ride with the wind on our nose. Thousands of miles were thrown through our hair and wrinkles in our clothes. Slowing down every now and then to a road just to see what lies between. Where we're going, where we've come from, what we want and what we need.
Hey there, darling, take my hand. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, we are here at the White Wall Sessions with Escaping Pavement from Detroit, Michigan. Welcome, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Emily, can you introduce the band, please?
Sure. Well, we have on upright bass, we have Costa Capellas. And then on mandolin, electric guitar, and vocals, Aaron Markovitz. And then myself, Emily Burns, on vocals and acoustic guitar and baritone guitar.
And baritone. And I definitely want to talk about that baritone.
It's fun.
So, born and raised in Detroit, all of you, or where are you
I was
from?
born in Flint, live right outside of Flint.
Flint, okay. So, Michigan.
Yep.
Yep, we're all Michigan-based.
We're about an hour away from each other.
So, if I hold my hand up, you'll be able to point right to where you're
Yes,
from.
we can make a map for you. Hang
Southeast.
tight.
Yeah, the southeast.
I was born in Detroit and live in a town called Ferndale, which is basically right outside of the city, and have basically lived there most of my life. So, with the exception of a few years, other places. So.
I was born in Pontiac, Michigan. If anybody knows where that is, probably not. But I lived a good portion of my life in Oxford, Michigan, which, again, probably nobody knows where that is. It's about 35 miles north of Detroit, but now Aaron and I live in Ferndale. So that's what we call home.
Real quick question. A Michigan Right, fan or not a fan?
You mean the Michigan left?
Oh, Michigan left.
Sorry.
Yeah.
My
Okay.
other left.
No, okay, yeah, Michigan left. I do get a little driving around the country. I get a little bit disoriented when there's not a Michigan left. So I'd say I'm a fan of the Michigan left, except for when you have to drive a mile past
Yes.
the place you want to go
Yeah.
just to make a Michigan left. So yeah, I mean so I'm on the fence, I guess, if I had to say.
It's a little weird.
So, when did you all meet, and how did the band start?
Well, it started with Aaron and I. Escaping Pavement started with Aaron and I probably about 6 years ago now. And like I said earlier, when we were playing, it used to be a quartet. It was like much more of a rockin' quartet. Aaron and I both played electric guitars. There was not even a mandolin and a thought. Wow. So much is on stage. And
there was a mandolin tucked away under the bed somewhere.
Yes, there was
Just
a mandolin
waiting
living under the bed.
waiting to make its debut.
And after the bass player and the drummer both, got married and started having children, and then we paired down to the duo, was when Aaron kind of pulled out the mandolin and we started everything kind of started following more in that Americana direction, anything that falls under that umbrella. And then it wasn't until just actually 2 years ago now, I just found out recently, that we met Costa at a gig that we did. Aaron and I did as a duo in Flint, Michigan. And he was playing there with a different band, and he wasn't even playing upright bass. And we met after the show, and he told us he played upright bass, and we were like, cool. And they were like, let's play a show together. And we did, and ever since then, it's kind of been like on and off, and
It's funny. It was
we
an
play
unlikely
together when we
show
can.
that we were on. It was, it
was a complete mix of genres, and it was
Yeah.
in a room that's basically just a cement box. It wasn't necessarily ideal
a
for
weird
what they
show.
were doing, but yeah.
Well, you got a great bass player, I gotta
thanks,
say.
man.
Yeah.
And you
we
have a
found
We're
him
very
on the
happy.
way here.
Yeah, I was hiking down a mountain. Yeah.
Yes.
Coming out of Colorado, and hey, man, you need
We
a
were
gig.
like, that bass looks heavy. It looks like you need a ride.
Yeah, right. Have bass will travel.
Yep.
So, what kind of music did the band play when you were a four-piece? Was it?
It was like
cover
Southern
band?
rock. So it's kind of like, Allman Brothers or oh my God,
Maybe Black Crowes.
I almost said Black Keys. We did play some Black Keys.
Yeah, we
I
did. We
think.
did some covers because we did some bar gigs and things.
Yeah.
But we did release an album of original music in 2013, and that was called Uprooted. And it's still, it's still
out
floating
there on the
around out
internet.
there and available. We haven't printed any more copies of it, but because
It's
we're
drastically
pretty
different.
much drastically different now as a band. But we still do a couple of songs. There's actually one song on the mandolin that I wrote on the mandolin that I feel like put us into, it came late in the record, and I feel like it kind of put us in a different direction.
Yeah.
It was a Michigan left.
It was a total Michigan left for Escaping Pavement.
Were you writing when you were in that band before, or
Yeah,
so
we
you
did.
were right. So it was building.
It was building. It was definitely a part of what we are now. It was definitely a part of the journey.
Yeah.
I feel like it wasn't, just a cover band that we were playing around in. It was definitely It was formative. We were writing music, and kind of developing at that point.
Did you do any of the classic slipping your own songs in and calling them a Tom Petty cover? Or something?
Yes.
Definitely. I mean, got to do that.
And
got to
we do
get
the
your
opposite when
original.
people aren't paying attention. We'll say, "Yeah, that's the song we wrote," and people will be like, "Cool."
That's great. Who writes the songs? You co-write, or do they?
Well, Emily and I have been writing together for many years now, and that's just usually it's kind of one of us will come up with something and kind of take it to and we don't ever really sit down. Sometimes we'll sit down and try to hash something out, but a lot of times it's sort of somebody comes up with an idea and then works it out a little bit in their own head and then kind of takes it to the other one, and then the other influence comes in from there, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we come from actually quite different musical backgrounds and styles, so it's kind of like just this huge mashup in the end of probably just about every genre of music under the sun.
Well, let's talk about those styles.
Yeah.
What was your style, Emily?
Well, I grew up listening to like the Beatles and Crosby, Stills and Nash and the band. Those were probably some of my like big formative influences when I was really getting into playing electric guitar and getting into like trying to start to write songs when I was a teenager. And like Aaron's were Stevie Ray Vaughan and Nirvana and
Yeah, quite the mix, right?
yeah, so they're pretty different. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a perfect mix, though.
Well,
Yeah.
it can, since we've started playing with Costa too, our songs I feel have, because Costa was in school for classical and jazz, and so that brings in a whole other when it comes to arranging, and using the bow a lot, and it kind of brings in other influences. I think the more influences, you can end up with some pretty interesting stuff going on.
I started as a drummer, and then when I got into high school, I started playing the electric bass, and I taught myself all the John Paul Jones, Led Zeppelin licks. Yeah. And then from there, I picked up the upright and started studying jazz and classical and all that kind of stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coming up after the break, Camp Comfort.
You are listening to the White Wall Sessions Radio.
Hi, I'm Ben Hanton, founder of Ben's Brewing Company. At Ben's, we've always appreciated the finer things in life, like great friends, great music, and great beer. Ben's Brewing Company is proud to announce our White Wall Session Ale. This light pale ale is sourced from the finest local ingredients and pairs exceptionally well with great friends and great music.
Enjoy responsibly. Ben's Brewing Company, Yankton, South Dakota.
Good people drink Ben's beer.
You are listening to the White Wall Sessions Radio.
Camp Comfort is a 5-piece reggae fusion band from Rapid City, South Dakota. The band creates danceable, guitar-centered jams mixed with playful lyrics and tight harmonies. The band visited the studio here for a Season 7 session and did not disappoint. Camp Comfort is Nevada Ellison, guitar and vocals, Johnny Hastings, guitar and vocals, Zach Conger, drums, Kevin Bratt, guitar and vocals, and Joel Adams, bass.
He said, I'm found being famous with my friends. My friends don't get no damn night.
They lift you on when you're down on your day. You see the bottom, baby, follow the exit.
My friends aren't good enough for you. My friends said we love you too, cause
We don't really care now what you say. We live in our life our wrong way, come yeah. You got that one friend that always got your back. That one friend that you don't got to ask and get you out of jail. He's always got your back. God, with 5 friends standing by your side, one got a rock in his pocket and it's for your wife, for your head. They keep you laughing while you sweat.
he said, I'm found being famous with my friends. My friends don't get no damn night.
Lift you up when you're down on your day. You see the bottom, baby, follow the exit.
My friends aren't good enough for you. My friends say they love you too,
Cause we don't really care what you say. We live in our life our wrong way. Come yeah.
we don't care.
You got that one friend that always gets too buzzed. That one friend that give you too much love when you run into him. You love running into him. You got that one friend that always make you smile. That the one friend that got an extra mile just to cheer you up. That he's always spreading one love. You see, he said,
But I'm found being famous with my friends. My friends don't get no damn night.
but I lift you up when you're down on your day. You see the bottom, baby, follow the exit.
My friends aren't good enough for you. My friends said they love you too, God.
Cause we don't really care now what you say. You live in our life our wrong way. Come, yeah! she's always so stressed. That one friend, man, she's always a mess. When you call her up, you love calmly around. You got that one friend that always make you smile. That the one friend that got an extra mile just to cheer you up. Body's always spreading one love. She said, I'm finding favors with my friends. My friends don't get no down now. They lift you up when you're down on your day. See the bottom, baby, follow the hazy. My friends aren't good enough for you. My friends say we love you too. 'Cause we don't really care what you say. Living our life our own way. Come on, yeah. We don't care. We don't care.
Thank you. Something fell off on that one.
We're here with Camp Comfort from the beautiful Black Hills of South Dakota. Welcome, everybody.
Thanks for having us. Thank you. Thank you. Seriously.
I got to say, this is a South Dakota night. We're in Sioux Falls. We loaded you up with Yankton, South Dakota beer, Ben's Brewing, and you guys gave one heck of a session. This was outstanding.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Nevada, can I get you to introduce this great band?
Well, on bass, Joel Adams. He's from Spearfish. So Joni Hastings. He's from Rapid Ray. One of the best guitar players I know. Fantastic guy.
Agreed.
Zach, what's your last name? Conger. Got it.
He's the new guy. We don't know him yet.
You did a good job. Thank you for kicking butt tonight, by the way.
I'm the drummer.
And Kevin Bratt. We picked him up.
Say it right, buddy.
Brat.
Thank you. The man of mystery.
Brat. All right.
Nice. So where went? Oh, there's Izzy.
And this
Izzy is the backup singer.
She got a little bit shy tonight. Good job, Bean.
Tell that story real quick, will you, Nevada? Izzy is this beautiful lab over here.
She's half black lab, half white golden retriever,
half polar bear,
and half polar bear, quarter polar bear. So I was writing this song a few years, probably 5 years ago, because she's 4 now. And I was listening to it in my truck, driving from the farm, which is in Lemon, down to the hills, and I heard this little noise. So I thought my truck was breaking down, so I pulled over and I looked around. Couldn't find nothing. I started driving again. I was listening to Almost There on the hook, because you're almost there. I hear the sound again. I look back, and she's howling. And even probably now she would sing it, wouldn't you?
Let's try it.
Yeah, you say every time you...
Almost there. I can smell the salt in the air. I can hear them sing those songs we like to hear.
That is Izzy on backing vocals, everybody.
Good job.
That's a great... Well, she was singing it during the session. She got a little stage fright.
I also do. It's inherited.
That was great.
She does a good job.
So where and when and how did this band start?
It's been a project for 5 or 6, 7 years. I don't know. I'm getting pretty old. Yeah.
Really old.
How old are you?
He's 6, so I recruit all these young guys. So I used to live in Spearfish on this road called Camp Comfort, and back in college, which I won't say the date of that. And we used to play music and throw these parties out there, and they used to call us the Camp Comfort Kings. So that's where the name started. Okay. And then it just kind of, I played with my brother Bailey Ellis, and he's a really good songwriter from the hills, and just kind of progressed. I've been picking up all these awesome guys as I've gone, and here we are, trying to make it happen.
That's great. You know, Rapids, all the hills have a great, Minor Brewery and all the, and Lost Cabin, our buddies.
Oh, yeah.
I love that place.
Great music out there. Rapid City got some good stuff. So have all you guys been playing in different bands and kind of came together? How'd that happen?
Yeah, totally. Actually, me and Kevin started a band about 4 years ago. Funk Nasty.
Funk Nasty.
Yeah, yeah.
Good band, a good band.
We actually had Joel sit in playing bass a couple of times. That's how we met Joel, who's also a badass tuba player.
Tuba, yeah.
I mean, incredible tuba player. He would play 4 hours of a show with a tuba.
That's where I know you from.
Right?
Actually.
So
Yep.
we're like, oh, I bet he plays bass too. So we hired him.
So he's kind of a brass hole then.
Yeah,
exactly. The brass hole.
I've known Zach for a long time, and we've done different kind of
Random
jobs
stuff,
together,
yeah.
but never music. So this is actually the first time we've done that together. But
it's awesome.
Yeah.
Seriously, we're happy to have him.
Yeah,
he's doing a great job.
Of course.
So let's talk about the music. So it's really a blend of a whole lot of different stuff. There's a reggae feel, ska type feel. There's great guitar playing. How does a band like that form? Is it the hills? Is it the nature of the hills and the people that live out there that it doesn't matter what the genre is? It's music, right?
Good music's good music for sure. We definitely do. We base it on reggae, but reggae in the Black Hills is it's gonna turn into its own thing. So
we got a little country, a
Plus,
little
I
rock,
think as musicians, we all listen to every genre. Not every artist in every genre, but we like something from everything. And so it's just a conglomeration, especially how old he is. He's heard everything. So, at this age, he likes all of it a little bit.
Hey, buddy, you're still new. You better watch out.
We make fun of it, but this guy makes everything happen, Yeah. Nevada's he oversees everything. He comes up with the grooves for each song. He writes most all the songs, We just kind of put our input into it.
Yeah.
But he's got everything, man. Yeah. He writes it all.
Well,
even if it sounds like country, it's because he wrote a country song. If it sounds like reggae, it's because he wrote a country reggae song,
So kind.
He's the man behind the plan,
Yeah.
Let's talk about that, Nevada. Where do these songs come from, and how do they get from you to this band?
So I've been writing music a long time. And somebody I was talking to you outside, right? One of you guys, I think it was you, about the head injury. She goes, why don't you get nervous when you play? Or I used to always get nervous. And then when 2007, I got in an accident down in Florida and almost died. And it did something. I don't get nervous now.
Please don't judge a man by what he did with that boy, 'cause you don't know the road that he's been on, and you don't know he lost his wife and son to a winter storm back in 1901. 'Cause since that day it's all been on the road. Spend the rest of his days lonely on this damn phone. On this damn phone. For 15 years, Bone, he done work that land alone. He had a mule named Jake and a dog that he called Bone. For 15 years, Bone never eased his pain. He give his own damn life just to see them one more day. Give his own damn life just to see them one more day. Give his own damn life just to see them one more day. So Mr. Langrel, go rest your head on that
The White Wall Sessions is recorded at Last Stop Studios in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and is produced by Spectrum Films Incorporated. Executive producers are Jeff Zuger, Doug Taylor, Greggy Johnson, and Jay Fishback. Head of broadcast is Dave Palmer. Associate producer is Mike Yeager. The White Wall Sessions Radio is produced and edited by Jeff Zuger. Audio recording and mixing by Carl Koiser, Kevin Phipps, and Dave Palmer. Scheduling and artist relations, Tom Eisner. I'm your host, Dan Schaefer. Join us next week, same time, same station.
You are listening to the White Wall Sessions Radio.